Donald Trump and JD Vance have made some pretty peculiar comments when it comes to UFOs in recent days. Trump was on Gutfeld last night and got asked a UFO question and is apparently starting to try his hand in intergalactic politics. And my thinking is that we really don't need Trump to take over leadership of this country, let alone be speaking on behalf of our entire species. It's the absolute last thing we need. So let's watch this video here of Trump last night on Gutfeld on Fox News.
Down in,
Oh,
down in here.
Are there aliens at Area 51?
You know, I'll tell you, it's a funny thing because I think that might be a question that I get more than any question. It is the craziest thing. So we have that so-called area. They consider it like a sacred area. Mm-hmm. And I will say this. I don't think I'm a believer, but I've interviewed pilots that look, I like Tom Cruise, but better than Tom Cruise. The blonde crew cuts, the whole, and this, yes, sir. And they were in the Oval Office, 3 or 4 pilots. These are not people that make up stories. They said, all I know, sir, is there was a round object that was going 4 times faster than my F-22, which is a very fast plane. And it wasn't, it shouldn't have been. It was round, sir. They have seen, 4 or 5 guys I've interviewed, solid people, great pilots for the U.S. Air Force, etc. They've seen things that they cannot explain.
Follow-up question.
Also a maybe.
Follow-up question, Mr.
Maybe.
Follow-up. If in fact there are aliens, would you be willing to put tariffs on them to help us with the economy? Yes. They're not just going to fly down in.
oh my gosh. So you heard it there first. Trump willing to put tariffs on aliens if they are in fact here. And, leave it up to Trump to get asked a question about Area 51 and he somehow started talking about Tom Cruise. Yes, the people, the Air Force pilots, they look very much like Tom Cruise, but not exactly like Tom Cruise in all those Top Gun movies, but still pretty good. And they're people that wouldn't make up any lies about what they're seeing. Just the way he describes these people who have come forward, it's just hilarious. So what we're gonna look at now is JD Vance talking about UFOs recently.
I mean, look, there's a lot of crazy stuff you read about. I mean, one of these things, I don't know if you saw this story from a couple of years ago that, like, the Defense Department had declassified the UFO stuff. Did you see that? That was a crazy story. I don't talk about that because I have no idea what's going on. So my standard for whether I talk about something, Mike, is whether enough people that I trust bring it to me, at least to the point where I feel like I've got to investigate it myself, not just trust the media to do their job, because a lot of times they don't. So, by the way, to all the journalists there, if you do know anything about the UFO story, please tell us, because we're very, very fascinated by it.
So it's kind of weird that he's not completely dismissive of the topic, just right offhand. That's one thing that I pick up on. But the way that he talks about it, it's like it kind of displays like a stunning lack of interest and lack of curiosity in the way that Vance thinks. He basically said, if it's not something that I can have told to me exactly how it works, then I'm not even going to think about it. That's how problem solving and new ideas and new, versions of our world and our species are, occurs and manifests and evolves. So yeah, it's just kind of a stunning lack of curiosity. And, on Trump's part, my main line of thinking is, Trump, if you're so interested in UFOs and what they entail for our reality and are open to the idea of aliens visiting Earth and being here. You're a president. Why didn't you do anything about it in the 4 years that you were president, from 2017 to 2021? I mean, you were in the best position to do anything about it of anybody, any citizen in the entire country during that time. So, yeah, to me, it's just hollow attempts to court the UFO vote here. I don't think anybody should really take this seriously in terms of JD Vance or Trump being proponents of disclosure or wanting to release any kind of information that pertains to UFOs in any serious way, because ultimately they're going to do whatever marching orders they get from their higher ups on this issue, because that's what a lot of people have done in Washington on this issue. So they don't really have any reason to actually release any widespread information, right? Which is why there's so much pushback against the UAPDA introduced by Chuck Schumer, that's calling for transparency on UFOs. And that pushback has been completely from right-wing elements of the House, right, and the Senate, is what we know. Mike Rounds and the other Mike, the two senators that ultimately foiled the first attempt at the UAPDA. It's up again for another vote. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully the Republicans don't crash it this time around. But that's all I got for you guys in this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share with someone who's into politics. It helps YouTube take the channel more seriously and spread it around to more people. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Have a good night. Thank you.